Okay, I'm going to walk through MindTap. My apologies for somehow not getting you this information. Like I said, I think you got this assigned late. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. At any rate, I'm in your instructor account. I'm going to walk you through MindTap, the options, and how you could use it at this point. Like I said, I'm in your instructor account. I've loaded this book for you. I see you have both of these. I've loaded this one. That is what the bookstore has. And the bookstore carries the access code for MindTap. So I've loaded that here for you as well. So what you would do is say create a course, and I'm just going to create a generic course so I can show you how this works. I'm just going to go TOM3020 sample. Students get 2 weeks of free access actually from the start date, so they're able to get into the ebook and all the good stuff without having to rush to the bookstore. So I just need to fill in all those things, and I say create a course. And the course actually self-populates with lots and lots of robust material that you then will customize if you choose to do so. So here is the student instructions now. These are the instructions if you let the students link it through Cengage. It can also be linked through Blackboard, and if that's the case, they don't need any of these instructions. So that's the generic instructions for you, but we can get back to that. Now, if I go to Manage Courses, if I expand this, I can continue to see those student instructions right there for when I need those. So I'm going to go into MindTap, show you what it looks like, and show you how to use it. I can do that right here now at this step. And this is, again, pre-integration into Blackboard. If you want to integrate it into Blackboard, that would be the step that we would take after customizing if you are going to use it as a required part of your course. So I'm going to say skip guided setup because that's just a tour. If you create your own course, you'll be able to go through the guided setup if you want to, but I'm going to give you the gist of it right now. Like I said, MindTap pre-populates, and then every single thing that you see is customizable, including the language or the wording. This is what MindTap looks like. It looks the same way for students, except that you have the ability to add and create and edit. This is an at-a-glance gradebook, and I prefer not to see this on my homepage. And the way I manipulate that is go to course settings here, dashboard, and I click that off because actually the progress app for students is on the right side of the page anyway, so I don't really need to see that. But if you like that feature, then you can leave it there. So we organized everything into chapter folders. Again, there's a getting started video for students. There is some of the course material that if you use Minitab or any of these things, these are just links into those features, quick references for students, if you will. At any rate, so I'm going to open one of the chapters so you can see what it looks like. And again, it is, especially for this course, it is extremely robust. And this is just going to be a very quick overview. If you want to actually utilize this term, I can give you a lot more information and we can get into a deeper level of training. But again, this is a quick overview. Chapter 3, for instance, I'm going to expand this. My chapter 3 introduction module first, which is like, why does this matter? It'll be some kind of graphic or video or tutorial about why are we learning about these concepts in chapter 3. We have the chapter 3 ebook here. Then we have a Microsoft graded, an Excel graded tutorial. This actually takes students into a live Microsoft Excel environment. And then they're able to transfer their data from Microsoft into the assignment. And then we parse everything off into learning objectives or sub-chapters. So I have 3.1, again, my ebook here. I have a videos and practice module where we're going to walk students through the concepts that are addressed within this chapter. We have a chapter 3 practice or 3.1 practice, an Excel structured activity, a couple of those, a little bit different than the previous one. And again, more information to come if this is something that you really want to utilize in class. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much because like I said, this is extremely robust. Again, 3.2, same thing. I'm going to get videos and practice. I'm going to get a structured activity. So as you can see, this is very, very dense in content. If I expand anything, again, I have the ability to edit anything I see. So by doing that, I would click my edit tab on right here, and then I have my edit and my hide. So if there's something I don't want to use at all, if I'm really customizing this and going through it to provide it to my students for homework, or classwork, etc. And there's things I don't want to use, I can hide it. It gets rid of it from my page. It gets rid of it from the student page. But I can also edit. So I can edit. This is where I would add an available date and a due date, so that students maybe, if you don't want them to work ahead, you can add those dates in for them. I can change names of title, description. I can even change a location. And then depending on what assignment it is, I can edit the options of the assignment. For instance, multiple chances, I can limit the number of time they have. Again, depending on the type of assignment it is, the edit options would vary dramatically. If there, I can hide at any level as well. So I can hide at a chapter level, so they would never see anything in the chapter 2 introduction if I went here and hid that. And I can also edit lots of things at one time. So for instance, if I want chapter 1 and chapter 2, all of its components due at the same time, I click these over here, my batch action comes up, I can say edit dates, and I can go in there and I can apply the available and due dates to multiple things at the same time. I can do the same thing with hiding things. If I want to hide a certain type of assignment, I can go through, check mark that assignment, hide it all in one swoop. This is essentially how the learning path works. As you actually populate due dates to activities, students can go on their calendar view here, and they would see the associated due dates with what is available. Over here we have MindTap apps. These are just quick references for students. We have adaptive test preps, flashcards. The ebook can be read to students, so they have the ability to manipulate that here. Students can take notes and highlights within the ebook where they can formulate study guides based upon those. Glossary, lots of great stuff on this side for them. The Progress app as well. So this is the very quick overview of MindTap. Now, there are a lot of instructors in the class that require this. You can, if you require this, then we need to probably sit more and talk more about how we would use it. We have a full department that will help you customize based upon your syllabus and your specifications. So don't let this seem too daunting, because we are here to support in that way. This can be accessed via 2 ways, and like Suzanne had referenced. If I wanted students just to have access to MindTap and go into, then they could go into Cengage via this course URL. And they can get into Cengage, get into everything as it is. We can also link this into Blackboard in many different ways, either at a course level link where they link into Blackboard and go all into MindTap in its entirety, or you could actually link individual assignments into your Blackboard modules. I know that school's been on for a week now, and your students are probably asking for course keys because they have a subscription. They want to utilize your class and part of their subscription. If it's too late at this point to require it, because again, it takes a little bit of investment of time, let me know, and I will take this class that I just created here. I'll rename it so it sounds, like more appropriate than demo or sample. And I will move all of the activities into a practice mode so that students are not seeing where it says count towards grade and then starting to panic because they think that there is an association with their grade in this assignment. So let me know what the intentions, what you'd like to do. Again, I'm happy to just create what we call a study course where students can just have access to all of these things, use their access code. You're not requiring it in a class, and then perhaps we can talk about requiring it in spring. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, we have tons of support for any level of implementation that you want to do with MindTap. So have a great evening, and I'm looking forward to hearing you tomorrow or this evening about how we can move forward with getting your students what they need as far as a course key.